Assalamu alaikum. Just here with another person that I'd like to introduce you to. Please tell us your name.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. My name is Nuradeen Al-Hadees. I belong to the Washington, D.C. Jamaat.
Yes, and I can see that you have a Air Force hat on. It says retired. So can you tell us a little about when you served?
Yes. I enlisted in the United States Air Force in 1956, and I had a 21-year career, retiring in 1976. I've been in retirement from the United States Marine, the United States Air Force, as a choice I took between the Marines and the Air Force for a lot of reasons. And so therefore I've had a 21-year career in the United States Air Force, having retired.
Now, in light of all the Islamophobia, all the fear, all the weird stuff that's taking place in this country, I mean, there's a Pew poll that says 62% of Americans have never met a Muslim. As a U.S. Air Force retiree veteran, what's your message to America when it comes to Muslims?
Well, I would say first and foremost, the education and knowledge and understanding is critically important. Everyone has a spiritual ability, but the truth of each one of these religious expressions should be made by those who are truthful, those who understand, and those who can explain and articulate. So what's going on in America, not only in America, but probably around the world, is a very, very total misunderstanding of what Islam per se is. And then from this misunderstanding comes a lot of misconceptions, and from that comes a lot of very negative things because people simply don't understand. So I think it would behoove every believer of every faith to be available to explain exactly, precisely, with the authority and with the certification of what the religion is and what kind of people there are following this religion and what some of their practices are. I think with knowledge and understanding, I think there would be a better way, so that all these misconceptions and falsehoods and all these things, or negative things that are said about not only our religion but others probably as well, that put a negative spin on religion alone. So I think it's very important for believers to be ready, available, trained, and qualified to explain what their religion really is and verify it.
So I guess there's no conflict of interest in being a Muslim and serving your country?
I found none at all. In fact, I joined the armed forces when, in the early 50s, and I converted to Islam in 1972. So from 72 until 76, which was the end of my military career, I was able to explain to my superiors what some of the needs and duties and responsibilities of a Muslim were, and so that they would understand.
Thank you.
So they would not have any false conceptions, and so I followed through. I made sure that I explained Islam in the best way that could be explained, and I demonstrated it, and I was living a life of a Muslim, and I was making that life very much compatible with my military service. So there was no issue at all. There was no conflict of interest, simply because the people who are responsible, the people who are in command and authority, understand. So there was no need for any misunderstanding based on no conflict based on misunderstanding. So and this happened, as I said, back in the early 70s. So things have improved now. There are facilities made, there's accommodations made, and so forth and so on. So we've come a long way simply because we were able to explain truthfully and honestly what our particular faith, being Islam, was.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.